And we're live.
And we are live. Aloha State of Mind podcast. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Uh, for the people that don't know, this is Marc Eazy on my right.
This is free on my left.
Yeah.
Not,
Huh?
not stealing too much from Perry and Price,
I
if
was
you know
about
who
to
that
say
is.
that.
But we're old school radio cats as well. So
Right. I don't work for the Hawaiian Moving Company.
yeah, and I'm not the was it the
The
coach?
coach.
I'm not the
Katoosh.
coach. I'm not the Katouche guy, but we do what we can. So let's get the podcast started. We just want to give you a little bit info about what the podcast is really going to consist of. Basically, what we're doing, we're looking for people from born and raised in Hawaii who are doing something with their lives outside of Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
relocated to the mainland or maybe even another country, and just see how they got their journey moving away from the islands, which is a hard thing to do. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
never leave the islands or never even leave their island that they're born with. So it takes some cojones to
Right.
to just take the leap of faith and follow your dreams or whatever led you to where you are. And we just want to know their stories, originally where they came from, where they grew up, and where they ended up, how they ended up there, and maybe they took a little bit of the culture with them to where they are. So that's basically it in a
Yeah.
nutshell what we're gonna do.
That's funny. You said cojones. See, I would have gone with the Hawaiian Allahs.
Oh,
Take,
olos? Is it
take some
olos or
olos, bro.
alas?
Take some olos for get off the island. But yeah, no, that's our podcast in a nutshell. We're gonna be doing a lot of fun stuff, doing a lot of interviews, really interesting interviews with a lot of interesting people. Um, you know, coming from Hawaii, we all got our own stories to tell, and just to reconnect with our roots and to keep it going into the future. I mean, man, this is gonna be a great podcast. So hopefully everybody can go ahead and like, subscribe, and get the notifications up there, so that way you can see when we put up our new videos with all our interviews.
Definitely, we got
Yeah.
some people already lined up, and we're looking for other people. So if you know anyone doing anything in any of the 50 states or even beyond that, other countries, uh, comment below, put a link to their Facebook or whatever, or even have them contact us. We can put our information definitely down there so they can contact us. We can get a hold of them and just spread more aloha around the world wide web.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now keep in mind when you see Mark like with his head down or whatever, it's not being disrespectful. He's actually he's doing the tech work. Like I is that tech work?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like we're doing a lot of technical things with the stream. We're trying to promote all the things. We don't have like what's that guy's on Joe Rogan's podcast? Jamie.
Jamie.
We don't have a Jamie yet. So if you want to be a Jamie for us and you're in like the San Diego or Las Vegas area,
Let us know.
which we are based off, let us know and you
Yeah.
can be our Jamie. You can do our camera work and all kinds of stuff.
You can
So.
be our producer, and you'll get credit, producer credit.
Mm.
So if you're gonna UNLV or University of San Diego Community College or whatever, hit us up. We'd love to have you as our producer.
Yeah, I'm just putting out a post on my Facebook right now to see get some people live into the show and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens with that. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm trying to send it out on my Facebook and my Instagram. So don't mind me for now. Let me do my thing and freaking chat with you.
I'm
a
just
little
gonna go
bit.
ahead and chat with you, just letting you know what what we're all about. Now, right now, I'm in San Diego, and as you can tell, there's a beautiful pool in the backyard. This is where the Aano Hale is. I mean, how do you live in California without a pool? It's hot out here. Like, this old California, it's only 70 degrees all year round. They lie. It's like 107. But during the day, we were gonna do the podcast, but we just couldn't do it because of the heat. It's not a dry heat like Vegas, where I live. It's more of a oh my god, we're on the surface of the sun type of heat. So we had to do the podcast later on in the night. We actually went tonight. We actually went to the Escondido swap meet with the
Right.
rest of the family, and that was fun. But the thing is, Mark and I are on a 75 hard challenge, and what that is 75 days of diet and exercise and all that good stuff. And there's a very strict diet, and Mark and his wife are like they added on to the challenge, which I don't understand. But they don't eat from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Like the fasting, and so he had literally less than 10 minutes to find something to eat before the deadline, and for some other reason, like he just didn't want a hot dog. He's like, yeah, I don't. You gotta throw in the bun. Well, yeah, but you get to eat the hot dog wrapped in bacon. And if anybody out there has ever been to San Diego, you know that the bacon wrapped hot dogs are scrumptious. And I was like, why don't you just? So he finally got one. Finally got to eat something before the deadline. So I'm glad you did because when he gets hangry, oh boy,
Ooh,
Hulk smash.
watch out. It's hungry and angry, and you get hangry, and man.
Ugh.
Just I don't get no grub in because I'm already not going to eat from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So it gets kind of crazy. It's kind of intense. So we're just posting out on their social media, trying to get some people. I know it's a Friday night, so a lot of people we know are either out or doing their gigs. But if you're out and about and you just want to listen to some people talk and spread some aloha out there, tune on in. We sent those links out. I sent mine. I think Free's gonna send his out. So
Yep.
hopefully we get some people in the chat. If not, you can probably watch this later. We're gonna recut it and get it nice and fresh for you guys, and just do that stuff for you guys. So let's get briefly into what's been going on with the chat. Since we figure we're gonna start interviewing some people out there about where they grew up and how they ended up where they are at today, we figure why don't we start with ourselves? And since it's probably a long story for both of us, I figure I'll go first and kind of explain to you guys how everything started for me.
All right, let's get into it. So, again, your name is Marc Eazy.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get that name, first of all? And well, you know what? Let's go back. Let's go back in time.
All right.
Let's go Hanabata days.
Let's go jump in Mr. Peabody's time
Right?
machine. with Sherman.
And Peabody sure. So, what area of Hawaii did you grow up in?
Actually, I grew up in the Kapahulu area, like Kaimaki Kapahulu,
Okay.
bordered in that area. Lived up near between my grandma's house, which was on Hayden Street. I don't know if you're familiar with the Kapahulu area,
Mm-hmm.
and Castle Street, which is maybe like a couple blocks down. Same area, right up the road from Rainbow's Drive-In.
Okay, so that's a landmark, but for the layman, that area is pretty close to Waikiki. So, just in case you don't know where, all these places are.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up in that area as a kid, kind of jumping between my grandma's and my mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
Typical kid kind of thing back in the day. Ride your bikes, go to the arcade, Kapahulu. Was it Kapahulu Q or Kapahulu Arcade?
I know that there was a Kaimikiku.
Yeah, I did that one too, Kaimaki Q. But that was more, I don't know, that was more gangster. Over
Oh,
there,
that
I
was like
think.
straight up gangster,
near,
dude.
near the Pololo area, and that time, there
Yeah.
were like a lot of the Pololo Bloods and
Yeah,
the kind you
bad
got.
elements.
Yeah, they come over there. You gotta hide your chain in your sock and kind of stuff like that. Debo action going on sometimes.
Right.
So a little bit more rugged at the Kaimukikyu. Kapulu Q is more chill. I think it was where Love's. There used to be a Love's Bakery. I don't know
Used
what
to
there
be.
is now. There used to be a Burger King there,
Oh yeah,
but
okay.
I don't know exactly what there. It's been a while since I've.
I
can't
think there's like a
remember.
big Safeway or something like that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's totally different now. But yeah, just riding my bike around, playing video games like Super Mario at the arcade, all that type of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Riding to Waikiki to the Fun Factory at in what was it International Marketplace?
International Market. Yeah, I remember
Right,
that.
right, and then also Roy Hawaiian Shopping Center. There was like Game World. if
Game
you
World
remember
and Joy
that.
Square.
Yeah, Joy Square. Mitsu, was it? Not Mitsuken. That's where you eat the food.
Oh, see, now that you said Mexicans, you're
I
killing me.
forget what it was. Like a Japanese name, but it was an arcade.
Yeah, I remember that. So did you used to play like Street Fighter 2, Turbo, and all that stuff?
Yeah, I wasn't very good at those. Though.
Me neither.
I wasn't one of those people who were like challenging everybody, and you got to line up your
Right,
quarters.
line up your quarters.
I got next. Put your quarters there, and then you just beating everybody, so you just keep playing.
Right.
That wasn't me for sure.
I was the guy that used to lose quarters.
Yeah, I enjoyed video games for sure, though. A little bit too much. But anyways, yeah. So I went to a little school called Waikiki Elementary.
Okay.
It's right by near Pocky Park. Just kind of went through that. I was one of those JPOs when I was fifth grade, junior police officers. So you hold the sign and you let the kids cross. You
Right.
know. So did that summers. I did the summer fun program at Pocky Park. So that was a big thing in the summertime for me.
That must have been fun to like, especially in like paradise like Hawaii. You know, when you have a bunch of kids all together and you just have fun during the summer. And wait, did you guys go to the beach and all that too?
Yeah, we you did the typical things, go excursions to the beach or just hang out at the park doing those kind of arts and crafts kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Got a tetherball pole.
Oh man.
Tetherball.
Yeah, the ball. Everybody runs to the ball.
Don't sleep on it. I was more like a lefty. I like the lefty.
Oh my
Because you
goodness.
could go like this and you could kind of hit it as we're right. You'd have to go this way and kind of like do a twirl and swing if you wanted to.
See, are
I
you
don't know if
are
you
you
can, I don't know
tetherball
if you know what
people?
I'm talking about, but
Well, yeah, because if you're right-handed and you're swinging, you want to keep that motion going.
yeah, you gotta kind of turn
right?
this way, kind
Yeah,
of
keep the motion
spin
going.
around.
Keep the motion
Yeah.
going.
But anyways, yeah. So I used to play that. Just a typical, kid growing up. Then I went to Kaimaki Intermediate. I don't know
Okay.
if back then I know a lot of the schools were intermediate schools, which would be 7 and 8.
So what are they called now?
I think a lot of them are middle schools.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that
Okay.
consists of 6, 7, and 8, or no, it's not 7, 8, 9. But I don't know. I guess a lot of them are called middle schools now.
Right, 6, 7,
I
8.
hardly anybody say, "Oh, I went to whatever intermediate,
It's either elementary
middle,
or middle
or high school."
or high school. Yeah.
So yeah, I went over there and just basic. Middle school was only 2 years, 7th, 8th grade, so not much going on there. Typical things
Right.
do as a preteen, getting into the teenager stage, and then went to Kamiki High School. Kind of just was kind of low key there. Took like auto shop kind of thing.
Okay, so you weren't into like sports and
Yeah,
football or whatever,
not too
You're
much.
more
I was,
into-
I was a big dude, but I don't know. I
but
just
you're
wasn't
more
into sport.
mechanical though.
Yeah, maybe
Right?
more mechanical, more technical, and more lazy. I don't know.
More.
Could be.
Well, I mean, honestly, like even though you're a big guy or whatever, that doesn't mean you have to play football. Because if your mindset is more of like I want to soup up like motorcycles or whatever,
Right.
then that's your calling. You know what I mean?
Right. Then I don't know how I got into what I got into in the future. I was just mainly doing like auto mechanics, kind
Yeah.
of electronics. Then after I guess right about high school, well before I get into the radio thing, I think like what I wanted to just kind of discuss was kind of like the culture.
Mm-hmm.
I guess as growing up, like I kind of failed to mention it. Like when I was a like kid, I just see the progression of like the Hawaii kind of scene. Like I don't know if you call it nightlife type scene or just what people used to like to do. So when I was a kid, like I remember growing up, my brother used to take me to, well, I don't know if he used to take me or he used to just make him take me or just tag along and cry to my grandma that to take me.
Right, Shay? You
But-
gotta take it, brother.
But back then there were a lot of those hotel dances at like Pacific Beach.
Yes. The Ilikai.
Yeah, Ilikai.
Right? I remember those.
Those are all the dance groups back then. I think it was like a BMP, Betty Moy Productions.
Betty Moy.
Yeah, that'll take you back right there.
Right. Like guys like Joho, Rich Hickey, they all know. Oh, Betty Moy. Okay.
Right, and then I think there was one other big promoter, but I forgot
I don't know.
who it was. But anyway, so we started doing those hotel dances, and there are like a lot of groups. I know from our end, Kaimaki area, there was like the Polo Boys, I
Right,
believe,
yeah.
like Komolo and all those guys. I don't know if you know names, but I know you went to Roosevelt, so I remember Lionel them from Club Rocks. Rocks was a
Oh,
big
dude, huge.
And then there's like the Renegades. They're like the Kalihi Boys.
The Renegades of Funk.
Yeah.
The Renegades of
And
Funk.
the actual U-Men,
Human.
which were Ronnie guys. Ronnie and
Oh,
Maestro,
yeah.
who used
Yeah,
to
yeah.
turned out to be like BBC and New Generation singers after that.
I mean, we had the ABC Breakers,
Right,
which was like a break off of the Rock City crew from New York.
right.
Like they're an affiliate. So, man, we had Bits and Pieces, all
Yeah,
those guys.
Mechanical Masters.
Mechanical Masters.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of like battling back then. I don't know if it came from like the mainland, or but there's like all those dances, and everybody wanted to be a dancer. Everyone wanted to be a group. Everyone wanted to be a battle.
Were you a dancer?
I tried to be, but I wasn't very good at it. But I mean, I tried. I was more like a one of those tag-alongs, you know.
Me
So,
too.
but yeah, it's just basically, all those guys want to do something to get the girls.
Yep, that's
So,
what it always
so
is about.
that was that was like a huge scene back in the day. Like everyone used to go there. If you were like somebody, you'd be at one of those dances.
Right.
So then, yeah, that took quite a while, like a couple years, and then seemed like the next phase to me in the Hawaii kind of like culture was the cruising of like Diamond Head, Waikiki,
Waikiki.
right, cruising up Kuhio and down
Oh man.
Kalakaua, with and everyone had their cars, their little drop Hondas,
So
mini
did you have
trucks.
a truck? Did you have a drop truck?
Yeah, of course it
You
did.
did have a drop truck. What color was it?
It was kind of like a light blue, silverish Mazda B2000 pickup.
Dude, you had like the epitome of every single Filipino dream.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that was like and then that was like everyone who I saw in the scene
Mhm.
who used to dance now had like all these mini trucks and was in that scene.
Right, right,
The cars, Friday, Saturday night at Waikiki, Diamond Head till the cops, they started being roadblocks and all
right. And
that
then
kind
you
of
got to
stuff.
turn around at Diamond Head and then go back down into
Yeah,
Waikiki.
getting tickets, and then of course Sundays at Alamana Beach Park was a spot.
Oh
Everyone used to
yeah,
cruise in and out of there. So it was like Friday, Saturday, Waikiki, Sunday afternoon, Alamana Beach Park. Everyone's like lowriders cruising. So that was the second scene, I believe.
right. Cruising on a Sunday afternoon.
And that was probably like what, 90s maybe? Yeah, gotta
Oh
be
yeah, like
90s.
early '90s, maybe probably even like late '80s.
Late 80s, early
Yeah.
90s. And then yeah, so that was a big part of it. And then for me, the third wave was all the clubbing type stuff now. I think it went to like DJing and going to the nightclubs
Oh okay.
and doing all that kind of stuff. Promoters like the late 90s, started a new trend of just like the full just going clubbing, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
party hopping and
Like what nightclubs did you used to go party hopping at though? Because for me, I was more of the underground guy, so I'd be like at the factory, the attic, the my
right,
favorite
those
eggplant, the underground stuff.
right,
What
there's
were
like a
you
lot
doing?
of the yeah, like when I was younger, I guess those team clubs were
Hmm.
there, like in like I think formulas or something in
Yep,
university area,
Formula 51
yeah,
or something
whatever
like
it
that.
was, yeah, and then attic and all those underground type spots, and then I guess as you got older, sorry, my ears itchy,
No,
but
yeah.
as you got a little bit older, what I mean, you turn to the restaurant row with Blue Zebra.
Oh wow, Mystiques,
Yeah, World
right,
Cafe was in there first.
right, right.
So
Oh
the
wow.
Studebakers or whatever it was. I couldn't get in there. I think it was 21.
I the only reason why I got into Studebakers is because I used to be Richie Key's like protege, and he brought me there. And the first time I ever seen Slick Vic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the first time I ever met him. He's like, "Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?" I was like, "Oh, damn, this guy's got so much energy."
Yeah, he's
But
a high energy
right,
type of guy. So I think it was those kind of clubs, and then of course it progressed into the monster clubs, World Cafe on Nimitz
right, the
area,
three-story ones.
then Pipeline Cafe, and all those. I guess what is Maharaja? You said you used to work at
Maharaja. Well, it was a Maharaja before, and then Zanzibar after.
Zanzibar.
So what got you really involved in the nightclub scene? Was it because you wanted to be a part of the radio scene, and they were in the nightclub scene, or was it vice versa, where you started in the clubs first and then progressed?
No, I think it was honestly, I think it was just I always wanted to do radio as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was such a fascination with music and for having to like the days of recording
Yeah.
radio where you record and pause
Yep.
and then you wait for the song and then you
You gotta-
click the pause, and that time what I mean, you would pray that the DJ wouldn't say anything before
right.
the song, and little did I know that I would be one of those guys who was talking, but you just think, oh come on, don't say nothing because I want to get the good version of the
Right.
song, like without any talking over it, and then
But later on in life, you found out that you have to use that 7 seconds of instrumental before they start talking to actually do your break.
Right, and then
Right?
I started listening to like creative stuff like Three Local Boys, Lanai,
Mm.
Allen, Oda, and Jimmy the Geek. You
Jimmy
know,
the
with all those
Geek.
parodies like Rice Baby and
Right?
all those kind of things, and then it just and Richard, the guy Richard.
Oh, I
Hey
remember Richard.
Richard,
Hey
yeah.
Richard.
And I was wondering if there was a real guy, and it ended up being a real guy. I thought it was just like
Right?
a character, maybe someone made up or something.
See, the thing is, Richard, he had a speech impediment
Right.
because he had mental disabilities or whatever. But he was such a great guy,
Yeah, yeah. I met
right?
him in person, but when like I said, I was at the first I thought it was just somebody playing a character. You know,
Right? Like,
I
oh
didn't know
wow,
it
I
was
can't believe
actually.
they did that.
Yeah, it's actually a real person. I'm like, well, it's kind of mean, but no, he loved what he did. You
No,
know what
yeah,
I
he
mean? He loved being
loved
a
it.
part of it, and it was great. So, yeah, definitely growing up listening to that kind of inspired me to always want to do radio, but I never got the opportunity till maybe like 90 like mid 90s.
How'd
Like
you break in?
I actually went in for like a couple cattle calls they had for like interns or promo people for like actually I think like Extreme Radio, the Beach House.
Oh man, that beach house, like it was so dirty.
I never got involved with Extreme just because it was all the way in Kailua and they
Yeah,
wanted interns like for the Beach House and that was like Kahalu or
like it
somewhere
was far.
Haula or some, I don't know, it's far and I lived in town so I'm like I don't know. So then
It's
they
like
had
maybe
like a
afterward.
yeah they had an open call for like I-94
Mm.
when my boy Kevin Akitake aka Crazy K,
Crazy
he
K.
was the guy organizing everything. So he called me up and paged me actually paged me
Page you on your Motorola.
yeah paged me
Wow.
on it
Was it the
and
Motorola on the top or the side?
it's still the top dog.
Okay, there you go. That's my boy right there.
But I remember he paged with his number and I 94 at the end. So I'm like, who's playing with me?
Yeah,
You know
like
what I mean? I didn't
who's
think
I
I'd get
know.
a call back. I was just like, not very confident, kind of still shy back then. So
Mm-hmm.
I called him back and he's like, yeah, come down. And, started with the street team and
Yeah.
it's called the Bomb Squad. We did all the promos. Me and Kevin started running the team. And then, just trying to inspire to get on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the main thing. But we never got a shot there, but we did a couple of years promo, and we did our thing. We ran the streets. We had some good competitions with definitely with
With
Extreme
all the rest of
Radio
right.
and other stations. Just friendly competition.
So you were working at I-94,
Right.
right? Hawaii's hit music station. So you would actually have like these competitions with like KQMQ and 104.3, right?
Yeah, we had like a little rivalry going where we do like little sticker stops and then,
Right.
would okay, well we'll give you a CD. Let's put this sticker over their sticker kind of thing.
Well, especially because honestly, let's be honest. In Hawaii, the radio scene is such a small market that we all used to work either together at some point or we knew each other within the scene.
Right.
So, like, it was a friendly competition. There's no blood spilled. But yeah, I mean, there's always that sticker war.
Yeah.
Oh man, that
Used
was
to go
so fun.
wave banners out in Kailua near the radio station.
Like, we used to tape banners to the back of people's cars that we knew that were online jocks or
Right.
street team guys, because nobody looks in the back of their car, until they just drive away and people are like, "Yay!" But yeah, we used to do that all the time, dude.
Yeah, I got involved with that for a few years. It moved over to I believe 93.1 when they turned to all hip hop, which was kind of like a crazy move because it's like this was like say 99ish, 98, 99ish. Someone's having fun in there.
Right? If you can hear that, I don't know if you can hear that, but Mark's wife is just cracking up inside the house, and we're outside the house now.
Yeah.
So
The pool back there, we're just chilling poolside on a
poolside
Friday
in
night. Just at the
California,
dump. Yeah, crazy.
love it.
So,
Anyway,
what was I saying now?
so okay, so
Oh, yeah, we
you were
moved over
doing
to 93.1.
Yeah.
And I said that was a crazy move because they brought over Jackie G, which she was like one of the APDs or something for Power 106.
yeah,
And
wow,
flipped the
that's
station
huge.
pure hip hop, like hard hip hop.
We're
like,
talking like Wu-Tang and
like,
Ghostface Killers.
Exhibit and Tash and Alcoholics and R&B like Aaron Sky.
Right?
Like,
Oh wow.
really hard R&B, and this was a time where NSYNC was blowing up the pop scene, 98, 99,
Right.
Christina Aguilera, and we were going
And
hardcore hip hop.
and
We are going
Britney
totally
Spears.
against the grain, and it didn't really turn out that great overall.
Well, especially because Hawaii, they love their Hawaiian music, right?
Right.
First of all, but also because they want to be a part of the general United States,
Mhm.
they like the Britney Spears, the Christinas,
Right, and that
you
that
know,
was was trending. Like the boy band thing was just
oh,
taking off,
blowing
and we're
up.
like going hardcore hip hop, and we're like, okay, we're in the losing battle, and
It's like bye, bye, bye,
yeah.
and you turn to your station, it's like Tribe Called Quest and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so
So
it was a tough battle, but it's
lesson
but
learned.
the only good, no, I couldn't say the only good thing. Like I learned a lot of things. Was I think it was like Sam was doing mornings with Lakia.
Sam the Man.
Yeah, Sam the Man,
Yeah.
Lakia, and I think Cool E was there. Justin Cruz was there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Where was this at?
it was
103?
93.1, but it was
93.1.
jamming 93.1
Oh man, I gotta tell you though, when it
from
was jamming
inside.
93.1, like the actual on air talent, like the crew that you guys had, was top notch, 100% best jocks that you can have on the radio.
Right.
Just too bad that the format wasn't, you know,
Yeah, it was kind of against the grain, but
yeah.
like I said, the one not here I go with the one thing, but one good thing was actually because our PD was from Power 106, they had a Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg reunion tour,
Oh wow.
which was sponsored by Power 106, so it was like exclusive for listeners, and it was part of that the Chronic tour. What was it called?
Yeah. Oh, the
Up in
Chronic
Smoke
2.
tour.
Up
Up
in
in
Smoke.
Smoke tour. Yeah, so we got to see at the Hilton Hawaiian Village. We went in there and we got to see Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Warren
Wow.
G, Exhibit, Nate Dogg, and they had like
Wow.
the lowrider on the stage, the whole full show.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Where was this at?
it was in the Hilton Hawaiian Village, like one of the big ballrooms. And
Wow.
literally, we're like, it's crazy because we got to go in there with the Power 106 listeners, and we're like, this room can fit maybe like 1,000 people, maybe
Yeah.
1,500 people. There's about 300 people in the room, empty, and we're like, and this is, you know what I mean?
And this is
Snoop Dogg.
Dre. This is
Yeah,
Snoop.
and
This
like,
is Warren G.
but you couldn't buy a ticket, so it was exclusive.
Yeah.
But I'm like, so many people could have experienced it, but it was just like
It was
thing.
exclusive. That's one of the powers of radio back then, though. You know what I mean? It was so high powered. Like I remember back in the days. Yeah, if you had an antenna ball that said I-94 on it, you can literally go into like an L&L's and get a free plate lunch.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
there are
For
power in antenna balls. There are power in lanyards.
lanyards
And then the last one was probably CDs.
and CDs. Oh man,
When
that'll get
lanyards
you
were
everything.
popping, man.
Dude, lanyards and
You
CDs.
could
Oh.
get anything you want for a lanyard.
Right? Like you get like 5 lanyards, you could buy yourself a BMW.
You could get 3 goats and 2 sheep for a lanyard. Tell you.
Wow.
Well, we used to go and negotiate all the time to places.
So when you were at 103, was that the last place you worked at on the island?
No, actually, from
On Oahu.
yeah, I'm gonna rip through this because I know we're hitting some time.
Okay.
But after 93.1, I was kind of I want to say jaded from radio.
From radio?
Yeah, got a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, I mean, I know some of the history of this. It's because they didn't give you and Kevin or Crazy K a chance to do what you're really good at.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
It's just kind of like a politics thing, like
Yeah.
everything is.
Yeah.
You can't blame the game, you know. But
That's just how it is.
Yeah, so I linked up with my boy AP. He was actually working for a company called Digital Source, and this was at the cell phone case boom.
Oh yeah.
And it's weird because our paths ran so parallel,
I know.
but we never really crossed paths in Hawaii, so it's strange. We'll
Like
get to that.
literally, yeah.
Yeah,
Like my
like
life
same
is almost the
scene.
exact same as yours.
Yeah, so
Same area and everything.
yeah, so I know I was doing like that Digital Source with these brothers, and you were doing like Playhouse stuff with Richie.
Yeah.
We'll get into the cross action later, but
Right. Right.
just to keep it brief, so we're doing that, and then we went up to the Big Island for like a one of those
Like a one
weekend
day event.
festival, yeah,
Oh, okay.
like a carnival, spring fest, or I think it
Yeah.
was called, and we were just like blowing up the spot, like selling stuff left and right. So then the
Where,
guy,
where was this? Like, what island is this?
in Hilo,
In Hilo, Big
yeah,
Island.
yeah,
So, and back then they didn't know like that you can change cell
they
phone
didn't, yeah,
covers and all that stuff.
they never knew. So when we came correct. We were like selling left and right, and this, the owner of the company's like, let's go to the mall and see if we do something. So we went in the mall, basically on a Friday. I think we went to the mall on a Sunday, I believe.
On a Sunday of all
And
things.
then he said he tried to negotiate something with the mall manager, just open a little kiosk.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we did the fair Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Went to the mall Sunday. We flew out Monday. By Friday, we flew back with like 4 boxes of stuff and just opened the kiosk.
And just opened the kiosk and basically moved there.
Yeah, we stayed with my friend's grandma for a couple months while we were getting settled in, but we just like literally left. We did the Spring Fest Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday we flew back, but Friday we
We
flew
were
back
back,
there.
yeah, back
Yeah.
to the Big Island and just opened up. So,
Yeah.
did you stay at the kiosk in the mall?
We stayed at the kiosk and eventually opened the store.
In the mall.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
mall, and then what was it? I forget the name of the main mall. There's only one
Maui
in Hilo.
Mall.
No, in Hilo. This is Big Island.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
I don't know if it's Prince Kuyo Plaza or something. I don't know.
Something. I don't know.
Something like that. But anyway, so then I got involved with radio there, like a little hip hop station right down the road called 107 Jams.
So, how'd you get involved with them, though? Like, did you meet somebody that was on the
Yeah,
roster?
like I think I just kind of have a knack for just reaching out to people. I'm not afraid to just like, hey, I used to do radio here. I'm here now. Let's link up
Right.
and just talk about it. So I met the PD at the time. He was Eddie O. Shout out Eddie O.
Shout out to Eddie O.
Yeah, so he put us on. We did like a couple weekend shifts, nothing too big, because a lot of things were like tracked then. There's no budget,
Yeah,
small market. But we rolled it over into like promos of like doing club stuff. First like
Oh.
teen events, then like 18 over, 21 and over stuff, and just kind of rolled that into what we did there, just between running the store, being part-time radio, part-time promoters. It made it work for us. So I was
Yeah.
up there maybe about, say, 3 years.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to ask, were you still at the store, managing the store and everything? So, yeah.
We were there. So about 3 years, 2000-ish to 2003, I'd say. And then I kind of just dried out there again. Like, how it's good. And
The
then
trend is, yeah.
then the trend just kind of died. So took a move back to Oahu and linked up once again with boy Crazy K he was at 104.3. At that point,
Yeah.
it was like 104.3 XME.
XME.
Yeah, weird. 104.3 XME, and then eventually changed over to Power 104.3. But got in there, started interning, got like a part-time promotion position,
Mm-hmm.
like some voice tracking shifts, and then I moved over to promotion director.
What was Crazy K doing?
He's a music director there.
Oh,
I think
wow.
he still might be there. I think
Hey.
he's still there.
And the thing is, like, he went from, like, just being a DJ in the club and all that kind of stuff to, like, what you guys are doing
Yeah,
to becoming the music director
correct.
at the radio station. So,
So I did that for a few years, and just did the promotion things, did all the nightclub stuff from like back then. Main we did were Blue Tropics.
which had monkeys, by the way.
Yeah. The Blue Tropic Monkeys, shout out to you guys if you guys know what we're talking about. They were some funny monkeys.
So-
They did some funky things.
They did some funky things, like literally they'll scratch the olos and like flick you off and everything. And
Yeah.
but yeah, anyway, so they had monkeys at Blue Tropic. Well, what else clubs were you doing?
We were doing Zanzibar,
Okay,
and Cellar nightclub.
so those two are in Waikiki.
Yeah.
Two totally different clubs, by the way.
Right.
Like Zanzibar is like the high end, like
Right.
international club, and the Cellar.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, just kind of like
that was rugged.
yeah, kind of hoodish,
Right. Shout out to Dustin.
Yeah. He was running the club. Also, DJ Seraps.
So raps. Oh wow, I haven't heard that name in
Yeah,
forever.
so, yeah, they're doing the thing over there, and then I think it was across of Zanzibar. I think at first it was the Maze,
Yep.
and then like Fashion 45.
Yep.
And I don't know, we did a whole bunch of stuff with the radio station. We did Pipeline, of course, and Worlds, and we just kind of just did those things for a while, and then just kind of briefly. I
Yeah, so you briefly did the nightclub scene and everything, but I remember you had a promotion team with you that you kind of built with your friends. What was that group called?
Which one?
What was it like? You had the
Oh, Flavor Boys.
Flavor Boys.
Yeah, that was back in the before I moved to the Big Island actually.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of had like a little DJ crew, promotion crew that we just a bunch of guys, just a bunch of boys hanging out.
Hanging out, doing promotions, going to
Yeah,
clubs.
trying to we tried to throw some parties and
Like
stuff
all
like
age
that.
ranges kind of thing?
Yeah, we beat some money, had some fun. So, the, nothing major, but it was cool.
And so from Hilo, right? After a while, like you said, you were there for 3 years. Where'd you go after that? You went to Oahu,
Yeah.
did some promotion stuff there. What did you do after that?
Yeah, after that kind of, I hit a crossroads there where I was kind of like getting burnt out. Basically because promotions, this is what one thing about the directorships of radios,
Yeah.
which may or may not apply to today. I don't know, but before you have programming, so you have a programming director, directly rated, directly uh, gauged by ratings.
Yes.
So you get good ratings. You say, I got good ratings. I got like 33 market share, 40 market share.
You're at the blue book.
So pay me. Then you got sales directors or salespeople.
Right.
I sold this much. I brought in this much revenue.
So
Give
pay
me
me
money.
Right.
Then you got a promotions director who throws promotions, and you gain listenership. You can throw promotions where you grow fans, you in touch with the people, but
Yeah.
there's no way to gauge it.
Yeah. There's no
So
incentive.
you don't have no leverage to be like, pay me.
They're like,
So
why?
it's
We
like
don't know what you
basically
do.
it's basically like the guru director position.
Now, for the people out there that don't know what a gurut means, I don't know how to explain
It's
that.
kind of like, I don't know, like a servant or like the
Yeah, like
the
the
low
low,
man.
yeah, the low man on the totem pole.
Yeah. So it's just basically like you have no way to just like flex. You can't flex because there's no way you can
Right.
directly back up what you did.
Yeah.
Because there's no rating system for it. So it's like a director position, but you're making like 1/3 or 1/4 of any other director. So I got a call from my buddy Neldin AZD in Maui. Was
AZD and
running
Maui.
a radio station there. He had a night shift open, so I'm like, I could take the night shift there, take a chance, and be radio full time, which I wanted to do,
Yeah.
or I could stay here. And I was struggling there because it was like, I'm doing like 60, 80-hour weeks.
Right. And we're talking. Sometimes you have to like sleep in the promotions van
Oh yeah,
because you have to get up the next morning
many
to
a
do.
night have
Yeah.
done that. So
So how did you meet AZD? Because you said
Um,
he was your boy, but he's in Maui though.
yeah, I think when I was in the Big Island and doing radio, I kind of every time I'd go to Kona side,
Yeah.
I would catch a couple of the Maui stations, and I'd
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
oh, who's this? So
Like 99
yeah,
point
I'd be like,
something.
oh, who's this guy on the radio? And I you know what I mean? I just reach out to people and be like, oh, I heard you on the radio, so cool.
So
how's
he must have
things
been
out there?
good then.
Huh?
He must have been a good radio host.
Yeah, he's one of the originators out there in Maui
Yeah.
for some of the hip hop stations and more top 40 stations actually bringing that music into the light there. But
Very
he
cool.
called me up, you want to do a night show? I'm like, and I'm struggling doing 80 hours. He can pay me the same amount I'm making there to, do 4 nights a week,
Right.
maybe track the Friday nights, and that's it. I make the same amount of money as I'm doing like 80 hours there. So I go to the table and, all the heads over there at
Mm-hmm.
the radio station. I go, all I need is if you can give me somebody like part-time
Yeah.
or full-time to help me out, lighten the load. I didn't even ask for more money. I was just like, if you can find somebody to help me lighten the load off of me, then I'll stay. And at that point, they were like, can't do nothing for you.
Are you serious?
So I was just
Wow.
like, at that point, I was just like, okay, thanks for the opportunity, but I'm gonna go another route. And put in my 2 weeks, and within the next month, I was out there in Maui. I took my boy DJLX
Mm-hmm.
and Henry, this H Boogie,
H Boogie.
and Henry Kaeo. Shout out to you, bro.
Right. He used to
Yeah,
serve me at a Kimchi 3
yeah,
out in
Kaneohe.
Kaneohe side.
Yeah,
Oh man, he was good.
yeah.
Like he saw me coming, he's like, "Man, nowhere I get you." Like literally a stack,
I think he still might be working there, honestly.
like this big, a stack of this big of meat gin.
Yeah, so we moved out to Maui and we did the night show there. Then started getting our promotions on, doing like a lot of nightclub promotions. That was all in the plan. Cause I just grabbed the group. I grabbed like, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like the host. I'll be the captain. H, you be the co-pilot, and
Mm-hmm.
LX, you be the DJ. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
There you
And
go.
I just said, you know what? I'll take care of the rent. You just live in one spot. Just roll with me, and we'll make it happen.
There you go. That's
So
how you get. That's how you like take over your life. You know what I
yeah,
mean? You
yeah.
take it back.
So we got some promotions going. So I'm getting everybody paid. I'm getting Alex job here, Henry part time at the station, and then we're doing promotions and just just built it from there.
Yeah.
Was there from like I think 04? 04 to 09 maybe. Yeah,
Wow.
about 4 or 5 years.
5 years over there. All right.
Yeah, I'm doing radio, doing promotions. We did like the biggest show we did was at the Maui Arts and Cultural Center. We did Sean Kingston and Collie Buds, which was like a huge show for us. Like
Yeah.
it's a 5,000 person venue. Maybe not big for anybody, but that was the biggest thing we ever did.
Well, I mean, you gotta remember back then, especially with Sean Kingston, he was like, I think he hit like number 3 on the Billboard and all that stuff.
Right.
So he had a super huge hit, and he had a couple of like songs that are on the Billboard too, like not as high, but 50, 35, whatever. And then of course Kali Buds, um, he was a huge thing in Hawaii. I don't is he from Hawaii?
No, he's from Bermuda, I believe.
Oh, okay. So, but yeah, he was again because of the reggae sound and Hawaii being Hawaii. I mean that's a huge draw. Those two names right there will fill your venue.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean I was on Oahu and I heard about it. I wanted to fly out there, but got work to do on the
Yeah.
weekends, right?
So
So
that was like one of the bigger shows we threw, and you know, and then I think about '08 with the market crash and the housing bubble bursting, like tourism dropped. So of course all the uh, workers in the industry
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
come out because they wouldn't have money because
no
tourism
money.
dropped, and it just kind of dried out. And right about then, I think I was a year or so later, my mom passed away. So
Okay.
I figured, it's time for a new chapter in my life. I just figured I'll just roll up to Vegas.
Right? And I remember you telling me that your mom actually told you go see the world. It's not about just being on this island. Come back to the islands. It's always home if you have to, but go see the world.
Yeah,
So
she was always an advocate of traveling, even though she never traveled herself. And that's where I think I kind of wanted to move because she would always want to go places, but she always felt like she couldn't get away from work. Like, I got to stay here. And I found
yeah, I
myself
gotta
doing
take care of
that
family kind of
too.
thing.
Yeah, I was finding myself doing that too. Not only family, just work. I'd be like, well, I could go, but I gotta be here because I gotta run things. I gotta take
Yeah.
care of things. But honestly, things could run by themselves.
Well,
You know what I mean?
especially if you got a good crew
Yeah,
behind you.
it could run by itself. So I started just being like, you know what? If I had the money and the opportunity, I'll just go from now on. So I must have went to Vegas maybe like 4 or 5 times in a year. And linked up with some of the people out there, and made some connections, and said, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go. Even though I don't got no gigs, I don't got no anything solid. I'm just gonna go up there and give it a shot. Got up there, took here's the thing again. I always take somebody with me for some reason.
Well, because I mean, it's a natural thing because you don't want to experience life by yourself. You know what I mean? You want to have those stories to tell with your friends, and stories to tell. Like, dude, you remember that time? Like
Right.
that's how all great stories start. Like, oh man, like me and my friend or my friend and I went to Jamaica and got cornrows.
Right.
Like it's always my friend and I. My friend. It's not just oh yeah, I went to Mars.
Yeah.
I went to the moon, but it was just me, so it kind of boring.
So basically, like I convinced my boy Coco to
Right,
move up with me.
Coco.
Yeah, Cohen, shout out to you, bro.
Right.
Hopefully you're doing good.
Still
Uh,
got love for you, baby.
yeah, so we basically we flew in the red eye. Like I sent my car, my SUV ahead of me, and
Mm-hmm.
then I scheduled my flight where I could pick up my car that day.
Oh, that was smart.
So basically, we flew the red eye in from I think 11 or so,
And then you got to California about what, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock?
5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I believe this is Frank. I believe on.
What's up, Frank?
Yeah, he's the guy who picked us up actually when we first flew into the airport into Cali, into LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that
And
the one that you got all
no, I
your
got
couches and all
no.
that from?
That was Roro in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
So Frank here
Yes.
he moved up to LA because we knew him from Maui, and he picked us up in the morning and drove us out to Long Beach to pick up my car from the docks.
Oh, is Frank from Cali or is he from Hawaii?
I think he was.
Frank, let us know.
I think he's from.
Right to the wrong spot.
Oh yeah, we went to like I don't know where we went. We drove someplace weird and
And you're like, you got my car?
yeah, I think
no.
we went to the dock and they go, no, it's like it's like a spot where you pick it up, like a warehouse.
Like a storage area.
Yeah. So, anyways, so
You guys went to the dock, thinking it's gonna be on the
I
ship.
didn't know. They just told me where it was, and we were like, we're just gonna roll down there. So he swooped us up at the airport. We went down there, went the wrong place. Then finally got our car, and then this is probably like we flew in like 6, so by 8, 9 o'clock we got the car.
Yeah, in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from there we just say thanks, Frank.
Right.
Oh, born in Cali, moved to Maui, back in Cali. That's right. Because I met him in Maui, but he was from Cali and he was on in Maui for a while. Good guy, man.
Right. Hey, Frank, where in California are you, man? Okay, so now you're in the car and you're driving.
We shoot straight to Vegas.
So you just took that 4.5, 5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Right?
And we rolling in Vegas maybe like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh my goodness!
Straight to the place where I'm gonna live. Pick up
Right.
the keys to the apartment at the
At the resort.
Yeah, resort right in Southwest Vegas. Pick up the keys. Go to the spot. Open it, crack it open. Okay, this is what it looks like.
Pretty nice, yeah, right?
Already have it planned. Boy, Roro, he's doing the challenge.
Yeah, he's doing the 75 hard challenge with us.
Right, so he's like moving back to Hawaii, I believe.
So he doesn't need all his.
All his stuff's in his so straight from my house, straight to the freaking storage unit. Get a U-Haul. I think we got a U-Haul.
Yeah.
Head straight over to storage unit. Meet him up. We're throwing couches. We're throwing lamps. Whatever he has.
Tables, everything.
I just paid him like I don't know how much money, like $700-800, and just took everything in his storage. He's like, "You want this? Yep.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Same day. So we're like.
So you literally moved in everything all in one day.
Yeah, one day.
From California all the way to Vegas.
Hawaii.
Oh my
to
god.
California on the plane. Picked up my car. Drove to Vegas. Got the keys to the apartment. Opened that up. Met him.
Got the furniture.
Got the U-Haul. Filled the furniture with the U-Haul at the storage. Drove it back. Unloaded it. Put the U-Haul back. And by that time it was maybe like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and we're like, we gotta go to like Walmart and just get water or something.
Yeah, water and some food.
Just the basics, yeah.
So all of that in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We still needed more things for the house, but we had like basics like couches and stuff.
So when you got to Vegas, what did you do? Like what was your plan? You know, because everybody has to have a job. You can't just go to Vegas and like me, like be an idiot and just go there without a job, without any prospect, with like $700 in my pocket.
Well, I saved.
What did you do?
I saved the money so I knew I could, live there at least a year or so, without,
without really struggling.
Yeah, without really struggling, being able to pay the rent, and then I linked up with Deftel DJs.
Okay.
In Vegas, and I got some gigs at Eye Candy in Mandalay.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of worked my way there, and you know how you've been there. You know the game. You just gotta hang out, hustle, hang out some more.
You gotta hang out all night. You gotta nurse a drink.
Yeah.
You gotta like stand by the DJ booth like a DJ girl.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta do. You gotta do the hustle.
Face. You gotta show face here, show face there. go and try and get the guys on your side, and then just really hustle, and just kind of hang out, and
Right.
that's what it is. Get to know people. If they like you, if you're available, what I mean. Just
Yeah.
always be available for it, and just when they call you, you gotta say yes. What I mean. They
Right.
call you like, oh, can you do a gig? Starts in 15 minutes. Yep.
Right. It's like, okay, I'm in my car already.
Because the minute you say no, the
That's it.
call stop.
Right.
So,
But you know what I noticed when you moved up, and even when I moved up to Vegas, is that even though we're in a whole new territory, a whole new market, we still have those Hawaii connections,
right,
and a lot of those Hawaii connections, like Jeremy Yoza and all that, would give us our little breaks here and there.
right,
You know. So shout out to the Hawaii people for always showing love to other Hawaii people, when they can,
right.
because it's Vegas. You know what I mean. You still gotta hustle. You still gotta do the work, and you still gotta get out there. But every once in a while, you have that one break where it's like, dude, I got a night that I need to fill. You want to do it, and then that breaks you into Gold Diggers or whatever.
Right.
You know. So
Yeah, there's a lot of guys out there. Kai, DJ Exodus, DJ
yeah,
Coma was out there.
yeah,
Everyone was trying to show a little bit of love with what they could, but not everyone's in a position at that time. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? They're just DJs and, not really power to book. But, everyone shows each other love, and, I appreciate all the opportunities that everyone gave to me. So basically got that, like you said, the Gold Digger spot,
yeah.
and then started. That's when I actually linked up with you finally.
You know,
What I mean?
seriously, like
And
I
this,
can't
here
believe
comes
like
the
our
story.
lives are so parallel that we like literally it's a literal parallel where we were doing the same things from radio to promotions to cell phone systems, all that kind of stuff, all of that, and after how many years in the industry in the Hawaii,
Yeah,
we knew about each other, but we never met really.
yeah.
Um,
That's why I said everything ran. Our lives ran parallel, but never intersected.
exactly.
Like we knew of each other, but we never really kicked it. Because if you were at one station, I was at another station. You were at one club, I was at another club.
Yeah,
You were doing only clubs. I was doing radio at that time, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
I moved off island, and then it's like you guys were doing playhouse stuff with the cell phones. I was working at a place called Digital Source, who was
Which
like
is
a
the cell
direct
phone. Yeah.
competitor. Yeah, so it just kind of ran parallel, but never intersected up until we moved to Vegas, and it's like,
Yeah, so we finally got together at Gold Diggers at the Golden Nugget in Las Vegas. I was working with Good Vibe at the time, and you came in with Coco, and hey, what's up? How's it going? Hawaii Connection. And then after a while, again, man, like working with Vibe was cool, but you try to progress,
right,
and I always wanted to travel and all that, and so when you and I started working together, I think it was on a Thursday night,
right,
right?
Thursday,
The Thursday night gig. You were the only one that was doing video. I
right.
remember that, and I was like, dude, this guy's actually mixing videos. Like, what kind of like spaceman is he?
Yeah, like I just started videos maybe when I moved out there. Shout out to John Cha, got me some opportunities with Eighth Wonder Video
Yeah.
Tools, Eighth Wonder again, and then also yourremix.com. Shout out to Greggy D, uh, you know, and it really got me the opportunity to get into video, and that's what I really specialize in today
Mm-hmm.
with all my mixes and gigs I try and do is all video. So I've been doing that for about a decade now. So just trying to push the issue on that, but push it back a little bit. Yeah. So
Yeah.
09 ish, we got together and just started doing some gigs. We've been to like
Like, yeah, we started traveling gigs.
yeah traveling
Yeah.
gigs.
I know we did um, San Luis Obispo,
Right.
which is a funny story, and he hates the fact that I tell
Oh,
this story all
boy.
the time. So there's a video mix that he did for "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" by Pat Benatar, and was it Joan Jett or Pat Benatar?
Pat Benatar.
Pat Benatar, and he used the knockout scene or the knockout punch when Chuck Liddell got knocked out by I forgot who it was, and it was like repeated over and over and over. Now keep in mind, Chuck Liddell is from San Luis Obispo, so during that video that he was playing, they actually turned the screens off because it was so offensive.
I didn't know he was from there, and
But yeah,
it
so
didn't really occur to me that that was the clip being played.
that was so hilarious.
A little faux pas on
Dude,
my
I
end.
ran up to the DJ booth, which is like on the second level, so I'm over there like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, what? I was like, look, they turned up the screens because you kept showing Chocolate Dell getting knocked out.
Yeah, but other than that, I killed the
Oh,
set.
no, you killed Motab, dude.
I killed it.
Like, we ran slow.
Yeah, we haven't had the shirts.
Right, we had shirts that say we run slow.
Which we
So,
do.
so name some other places that we did.
After that, we went up to Fresno,
Fresno.
and we went to LA a lot.
Yeah. We did
Lucky Strike,
Strike.
a lot, and we went up to Alaska.
Alaska for a whole month.
Yeah.
That was a great at Choku Charlie's. I think okay now Choku Charlie's is known for being where all the Iditarod like sled guys
Oh,
where they go drink before they get out there and do 3,000 miles. But I remember doing that gig, and then we also started doing Southern California gigs.
right.
So name some places we did here.
I think we did. I forget the name. That one
What cities?
downtown in San Diego, and then we did
Oh,
the
yeah.
Barfly in La Jolla, Prospect in La Jolla.
Yeah, La Jolla was
We
cool.
did Firewater in Oceanside. We did Pala Casino, and
PB Cantina,
right. And we're doing a lot down here.
Valley View Casino.
Yeah, the other
Right.
view, so,
Oh man, we did. What else did we do? Well, Hamul,
right.
right? But I mean, not until later. But so yeah, we traveled, man.
Yeah, we did
And
a
I
lot
know
of
I know
stuff.
that you went to the East Coast
Yeah, I went to actually. I think only Rhode Island I did.
with DJ Drama,
No, who DJ J Remedy.
J Remedy.
J Del Rosario, shout out to you, bro.
Yup.
Hopefully you're doing good.
Hopefully you and your whole family, because his daughter's name's Sophia,
Right.
and he named after Sophia. Well, he didn't name her after her, but I used to watch that TV show Sophia the First.
Right.
It's a cartoon for kids,
Yeah.
and
I seen
so, but she loved it, and so when I started like singing the song, like him and like his daughter and I just had a connection. Like yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, I went out there, and that was. I don't know if I went anywhere else. I still wanted to travel more, but I ended up falling in love,
falling in love,
getting married,
getting married.
and I'm out here in San Diego doing my thing. Doing a lot of the casino gigs with the videos and also editing still videos for Eighth Wonder promos and just hustling every little side gig I can, trading some stocks.
Trading stocks. So that adds to your repertoire.
Yeah.
Okay, so with all you're doing now, and even with the 10 years of experience of doing video editing and everything, you and I know, but I want you to tell the people what you're developing now as a show, because it's so unique to the the music genres that you use and how you described it as like the musical version of a luau.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell them a little bit about that.
Basically, I have a show called Marc Eazy's Video Jukebox, and it just basically runs through the decades of like the 50s and the 60s through like a show called Let's Go to the Hop, which is all like the 50s and 60s Elvis from James Brown videos to Frankie Lyman, could be anything. The 50s
Who's
and
Frankie
60s.
Lyman? What does he sing?
Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Oh,
and
how
Little
did I
Bitty Itty One.
Yeah,
and,
how did I forget that?
all the kind of original Rockin' Robin by Bobby Day. Like, I got all the videos for those.
Like,
Rock
how do you
Around the
find these
Clock.
videos? Because
You
they're
know,
literally like 60 years old.
yeah, some you find online, some you dig up on DVDs, you trade with other DJs.
Oh, okay.
So it takes a while to accumulate everything, but so then I got a 70s kind of disco and funk show that incorporates basically disco and funk music. And then 80s and 90s, which is anywhere from pop, rock to hip hop. It's all pop culture and pop music back in the 80s and 90s was basically all those genres. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like pop, rock.
Do you ever
and
play
funk.
Tiffany?
Oh yeah,
I think we're alone.
a lot
now.
of one hit
I
wonders
love
in the 80s
that.
and 90s. So yeah, so just basically those shows, and then I combine it Right now, I'm putting together the show. I don't know if I want to give out too much on it till I get the
Okay.
show out. But I mean, it combines all that with the MC and some
Some
global
interacting.
dancers, yeah,
Yeah.
and of the era with costumes and just putting that together. And that's a big show I want to turn into maybe like a Vegas show
Very
or
cool.
like a traveling casino show. So
Okay, we're gonna have to stop the information there. So shh.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
I don't think you can do what I can do. Not to be conceited. I'm
No,
just
seriously.
confident.
Like.
It's a decade of editing videos and just having these sets in my mind
And
and this concept in my mind that I want to just put out there for people, especially like the older demographic. Like the thing I love is just when I play those old like 50s and 60s, I see those like 70,
mm-hmm.
60, 70, 80 year olds. You know what I mean? He can barely walk and he's out there
Just
doing the
grooving,
twist
right?
and
Just
they're
using
just
that new hip.
yeah, and just like just watching it and just like that's my jam. You know what I
Right.
mean? And they
As
watch it for hours and they just come up to me and with such delight and I can relate to that maybe because I'm getting older, but I can relate to. I kind of like that music more than like some of the stuff today.
right. Well, okay. So.
Hubbada hubbada hubbada. That's a Snoop Dogg impression of.
Hibida, 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 hibida. Smokes weed. Okay, so I mean, the reason why I brought it up is because like it's such a unique format that, like you said, when you see people of certain age and they looking at Frankie, how do fools fall in love, all that stuff. It's the same way as the people our age, or even like in the 30s, like mid 30s, whatever, when they hear Push It and all
Right,
that
the
kind of
80s
stuff, like
stuff.
the
Yeah,
80s and like early 90s. It's the same kind of feel, but now it's like everybody knows these songs, like the 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
yeah,
Everybody knows it because of Happy Days, and but now you have a video to go along with it.
right,
The original video. You know what I
right.
mean? So that's, I
I
mean,
think like the stuff I play are very just relatable to all ages. Like whether
yeah,
not just because you're 80 years old. The songs I play are pretty timeless hits. Where 50, 40, 30 year olds, and
yeah,
now it gets to the point where a lot of the music is being recycled into like movies. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Like the 70s disco into like stuff like Shrek.
yeah,
So that's all these next generation teens and stuff 20-year olds, they all know the songs
yeah,
not from uh, the original, but from Shrek or from some kind of movie
yeah.
that they saw it in.
Like, especially like when the movie about Frankie Van and the Four Seasons came out,
Right.
Jersey Boys.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, every like that album that they put out like back in the 1950s, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it shot up to like number one again on
Yeah.
the billboards. So like yeah, I mean you go, especially when you go to the nightclub, like some of the gigs that you do, it makes it where it's like a lot of it is like just sitting there, just chilling, but now they have something visual to see.
Right.
Now it's just a whole around experience where it's not just visual, it's audio, it's just how you make you feel inside. So that, I think that concept is really gonna take off when you get it all set up and done.
Yeah, I think
So
it just takes you back. Not only like how songs can take you back when you visually see things, like
yeah,
whether it's the artist or like if it's just a clip with hairstyles and clothing like you
right.
used to wear back in the day, and you're like, wow, it really just gives you that feeling. So I think that's something music can do, but with accompanied by the right video, also the visual, it,
Hmm.
it really enhances it. And then that based with an interactive show, hey, how can you go wrong with that?
Right, and the thing is, like the show that you're putting together, it's not like it's an 8 hour show.
Yeah,
It's a very much a, like you said, like a Vegas type of thing where it holds your interest for as long as you need it to.
right. It could be
So.
like a just like kind of like compared to like a band, we'll just hit you with like a 45 1 hour set
Hmm.
of the 50s and 60s, then another hour set of the 70s and 80s, and I mean 70s, then another hour of 80s and 90s. So that's like a 3 hour show, like how a band does.
Right,
And then
all
we're either
hits.
we're either done or we could move into like a dance party
Yeah,
after that.
like a dance party,
So
just keep that
there's
party going.
very there's very many layers to it. So
Yeah, and then unlike seeing I mean, don't get me wrong, live bands are awesome, but unlike live bands, you're playing hit after hit after hit. So there's always something to listen to. There's always something interesting. So,
yeah,
but yeah. So what are you doing now here in San Diego, other than the DJing thing?
Just living life,
Like stocks
family
and
and stock,
right? Family takes up a
editing
lot.
videos. Yeah, so just living life, and that's where I'm at today. And that's my basically my journey from childhood through
All the way to now,
adulthood till
to
now,
to the table that we sit at right
and
now.
from Hawaii to Vegas to traveling to San Diego where I'm at now. So that's my journey, and that's the kind of journeys we want to hear about
Yeah,
for others that we want to interview. So, like we said once again, um, hit us up if you are someone who's moved out of off of the island and are doing well for yourself, and you have a story that you find you think might be interesting for our viewers. Then just you could either hit us up at our links, our personal Facebooks, or you could leave a comment here. It don't matter.
yeah.
Whichever way you want to reach out is fine with us.
And we're gonna have all the links in the description below. And again, get on the comments section. Let us know what you want to hear. Like what kind of subjects you want to talk about, especially when it has to do with Hawaii. And like maybe some of that that is really interesting story. Like Mark's journey is ridiculously interesting. He's been through so many different levels of who he is and how he's grown over the years that we want to hear that kind of stories too. So get on there, let us know, and give us information so we can get in touch with you.
Yeah, definitely don't forget to like this video if you do like it. Also, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification, the alert. Yep, definitely. So anytime we go live or anytime we got some new content for you, you won't be in the dark about that. And that's pretty much gonna wrap up this first podcast. Just getting to know me, and our second one will probably go into the journey of Mr. Free here.
Yeah, it's only going to be a 10-minute podcast. Like, my life isn't that interesting.
I beg to differ. I said that about mine. So, and we already
We're an
all
hour
earlier,
in.
yeah, so we're all good. So, but yeah, like you said, we definitely want to take this opportunity to thank for everyone for listening in. And if you're not listening on the live, we'll put this up in our videos so you can watch it a little bit later. And let us know what you think. What do you
Yeah.
think of this episode, and what you think of the concept? Like any suggestions you have will be definitely appreciated.
We're going to have some fun stuff. So, trust me, you're going to want to hit that subscribe and notification.
Yeah, we got some tricks up our sleeve for. I don't want to. I'm not gonna even.
I
go
know,
there.
man.
I'm not even
Like,
let the cat out the bag. On
it's
that
making me
one.
laugh already.
So
But,
let's
alright.
just say adieu here. Let's just wrap it up, and next podcast we'll get into Freeze Life, and hopefully by then we can tease the first guest we'll have after we explain yours.
All right.
So let's end it with that. Till then, you guys have a great evening, a great day, a great life.
Aloha!
What am I supposed to say?
State of mind.
Oh,
we're
First one.
we're
Let's try
gonna
it
get
again.
it. We're gonna get it.
I thought I was supposed to say aloha. That's
What
why.
were you gonna say, aloha?
No, I forgot about
Well,
it.
see, that's why I
Totally.
said it.